Something seriously thrilling today. A car just landed in Malaysia, and let me tell you, it is already making massive waves among driving enthusiasts. We're talking about the newly launched 2026 Volkswagen Golf R MK 8.5. And right off the bat, I need to say, this isn't just a minor facelift or a basic update. It's a meticulously engineered evolution of an absolute legend in the hot hatch world. So we're going to break down exactly what makes it tick, using the official data, the specs, and all the juicy details straight from the source. Okay, let's dive right into this. Volkswagen's official materials for this car use one very specific, very intentional phrase: for those who push past limits. I love that because it really sets the stage for everything we're about to discuss. You know, this car isn't designed just to be some docile, everyday commuter. I mean, sure, it can absolutely handle the grocery run, but fundamentally, it's an adrenaline-fueled, high-performance machine targeted squarely at drivers who want to explore the absolute edges of grip, power, and capability. Just imagine the 2026 Golf R sliding effortlessly, kicking up smoke on a track. That perfectly captures the visceral excitement we're dealing with here. It tells you immediately that this is a serious, enthusiast-focused beast. It's not just about mashing the pedal and going fast in a straight line. It's about dynamic, lateral movement. We're talking about a car that literally wants to dance on the edge of traction. Section 1. Power, performance, and drift. Let's get under the hood and break down the raw numbers and the actual hardware that make this possible. Now, what's really fascinating here is the direct comparison between the outgoing MK8 and this new MK 8.5. Both of them use the proven EA88 2.0-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine. But for the 2026 model, Volkswagen didn't just leave it alone. They fiddled with it to deliver a really significant bump in power. We're going from 320 PS up to a whopping 333 PS, and torque jumps from 400 to 420 Newton meters. All that extra muscle translates to the tarmac beautifully. It actually shaves 0.2 of a second off the 0 to 100 sprint, bringing it down to a blisteringly fast 4.6 seconds. Honestly, you're looking at the most powerful production Golf currently on the market. But hey, as we all know, raw power is absolutely nothing without control, right? That power is routed through a 7-speed wet dual-clutch DSG transmission and Volkswagen's 4Motion all-wheel drive system. But what truly sets this car apart are the driving profiles. Alongside your standard comfort, sport, and race modes, you get the Nürburgring-inspired special mode. That one specifically optimizes the suspension and chassis for highly demanding uneven tracks. And then there's the one everyone's talking about, the highly anticipated drift mode. To actually understand how drift mode works, we need to define a really key piece of tech: torque vectoring. So instead of just sending power to the rear axle as one big unit, this system is smart enough to distribute drive power selectively between the two rear wheels. When you engage drift mode, the system deliberately provokes oversteer. It does this by pushing the maximum possible torque straight to the wheel on the outside of the bend. At the same time, it dials the electronic stability control back to sport, so it kicks in much later. The result? It allows the driver to execute perfectly controlled, sustained drifts on a closed circuit. It's like a finely tuned dance partner. And enhancing all of this is the R Performance package, which actually comes standard here. It features these gorgeous 19-inch Estoril alloy wheels wrapped in serious performance tires. But this upgrade isn't just visual, it is highly auditory. The package includes a visceral Akrapovič titanium exhaust system with quad pipes. So not only is the top speed electronically bumped up to 270 kilometers per hour, but the car is going to sound absolutely ferocious while it gets there. Section 2. Sharp looks and smart tech. So let's pivot and see how this track-focused beast transitions into everyday driving. Because let's face it, a modern hot hatch has to be as smart as it is fast. On the outside, the design team has really sharpened the lines. The front bumper now features these angled structures and upward-facing fangs. It gives the whole front end this highly aggressive, expressive look. But the real star of the front fascia has to be the lighting. Volkswagen has introduced their new IQ Light HD Matrix headlights, and get this, they utilize a staggering 38,432 micro LEDs. That is incredible. These aren't just bright, they're incredibly smart. They're actually capable of projecting an interactive light carpet onto your lane, guiding you effortlessly through the dark, all while perfectly masking oncoming traffic so you don't glare anybody out. Moving inside the cabin, the tech leap is huge. The old 10-inch screen, Gone. It's replaced by a massive 12.9-inch Discover Media infotainment system that completely dominates the center console, sitting right alongside the 10-inch Digital Cockpit Pro for the driver. Plus, you get a premium 480-watt, 9-speaker Harman Kardon sound system with a subwoofer, wireless app connect, and a head-up display. And all of this high-tech gear is wrapped up in a highly premium environment. We're talking Nappa leather sports seats, carbon gray trim, and 30-color ambient lighting to dial in exactly the mood you want. Now, because this car is likely going to see a lot of daily commuting, it's fully packed with the IQ Drive safety suite. You're getting travel assist with adaptive cruise control, front assist, lane assist, side assist with rear cross traffic alert, and 7 airbags. It just offers total peace of mind, really proving that this highly capable track weapon is also a secure, incredibly advanced daily driver. Section 3. Assembled in Malaysia. Let's ground all of this global engineering excitement into one specific detail that makes the Malaysian market incredibly unique. You'll hear the term CKD thrown around a lot in the automotive world. It stands for completely knocked down, which just means the vehicle is assembled locally rather than being imported fully built from overseas. Now, why is this a massive deal for our explainer today? Because Malaysia is literally the only country in the entire world, outside of Volkswagen's home turf in Germany, to locally assemble the Golf R. Think about that for a second. This high-performance machine is being put together right here in Pekan. It's a huge point of pride and a real testament to the local assembly capabilities. Section 4. Pricing and packages. So what does this local assembly actually mean for your wallet? Let's break down the exact numbers. Looking closely at the official Malaysian price list and equipment highlights, it outlines everything from the exact engine output to the specific on-the-road pricing structure for Peninsula Malaysia. It gives us total transparency. Breaking those numbers down, the base on-the-road price, excluding insurance and without the Volkswagen assurance package, sits at Rm 338,812. However, the true ownership experience really clicks into place when you add the VAP, which costs an additional Rm 18,200. Add those together, and that brings your total on-the-road price to Rm 357,012. So the crucial point here is understanding what that Rm 18,200 actually buys you. Without the package, your highly complex 333 PS performance car comes with just a 2-year unlimited mileage warranty and roadside assistance. But by opting for the VAP, you upgrade to a 5-year warranty, a 5-year maintenance package that covers your services up to 75,000 kilometers and 5 years of roadside assistance. Honestly, for a high-performance vehicle of this caliber, having that peace of mind is practically essential. And here is a number that successfully grounds this high-octane dream car right back into everyday practicality. Rm 372. Thanks to the fact that it utilizes a highly efficient 2.0-liter engine capacity, rather than, a massive V6 or V8. The annual road tax for this vehicle in Peninsular Malaysia is just Rm 372. That is extremely reasonable for a car that can launch from 0 to 100 in 4.6 seconds and hit 270 kilometers an hour on a track. Which brings us to a really fascinating final thought. We live in an era now where heavy electric SUVs can deliver incredibly fast, neck-snapping straight-line acceleration. But when we look at everything we've just covered today, that screaming Akrapovič exhaust, the torque-vectoring drift mode, the dialed-in Nürburgring suspension tuning, it raises a massive question. With EV speed becoming so common, does the visceral, drift-happy thrill of the 333 PS Golf R prove that the internal combustion hot hatch remains the ultimate emotionally engaging enthusiast's machine? It's a debate that is really firing up the automotive world right now, and I have to say, this MK 8.5 makes a very, very compelling argument. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this deep dive helped you grasp exactly what makes the new Golf R so special. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.